Okay, today we have a video request from a viewer. She responded through Google Plus, which we would recommend that you do too. And no, I don't have a black eye. See? Okay. She says, question: I have a Samsung Captivate and I enjoy it, but I am ready for my upgrade. What smartphone is best for me? The apps I use are Facebook and email, but then I must have my running app that uses the GPS to track my mileage and speed. I also read my Kindle books daily, and so I don't want a teeny tiny screen to squint at. I also daily use my Spark People app, but I assume that most of the smartphones can do that. I have lots of music I want it to hold as well. I do most of my web browsing on the phone to check out the latest health news and Believers Fellowship blogs. I am hoping as well to have a slide-out keyboard because I dislike the touchscreen QWERTY, but it's not top priority. Thanks. Well, I have 3 phones I'm going to talk about today. And out of these 3 are the HTC Inspire 4G, the Samsung Galaxy S2, and the Samsung Captivate Glide. The one in the middle I recommend. So, let's see here. The HTC Inspire 4G is almost a year old, so I wouldn't recommend that you buy this one, but it is a good device still. It's 4.3 inches, the screen, which means that you would be able to easily read your Kindle books on it. They all have a GPS, just thought I'd mention that. It does not have a keyboard, and it has the same processor as your Captivate, which means that it wouldn't be much of an upgrade in terms of speed. It does have more RAM than your Captivate though, at 768 megabytes, which means that you'd be able to multitask better, but if it doesn't have a faster processor, then it really isn't worth it much. And the battery is kind of wimpy at 1230 milliamps, which means that your battery wouldn't last very long, especially for a 4G phone. It doesn't have very much internal memory, which means that you'd rely on your memory card for your music. It has an 8 megapixel camera and 720p video recording, so that you wouldn't have any trouble with the cameras. Actually, all of the phones I'm going to talk about have good cameras, but the Galaxy S2 being the best. The Captivate Glide is a 4-inch touchscreen slide-out keyboard. Actually, it has the same screen as your Captivate, which you said that you like, so it's a phone slider, but the keyboard has bad reviews because it's thin and it's hard to tell whether you've actually hit the button or not, and none of the keys are very indistinct, so you might want to swing by the at&t store and test out the keyboard before you buy this device. Also, this one comes in at $150 at the at&t website. It's Super AMOLED. It has 1650 milliamp battery, which means it would be able to get you through the day just fine. It's got dual-core 1 gigahertz processor, which is twice as fast as the Captivate that you have now. It has 8 gigs of memory, which means that it would be able to hold your music and stuff, but you'd still need a memory card. It has 1 gig of RAM, which is twice as much as your Captivate now. So this phone is exactly twice as your Captivate in terms of everything except storage, which is exactly half. It has an 8 megapixel camera, which is good, but it only has 720p video. It does autofocus, smile detection, and panorama, which is that's a good camera. Pretty much that's it. Now, I'm moving on to the Samsung Galaxy S2. I recommend that you get this device. It has a huge screen, like on the HTC Inspire. It runs Android 2.3.6, which is fairly new. And they have announced that Ice Cream Sandwich will be coming to this device. So you won't be left behind like you did with your Captivate, which just now got gingerbread. So this has a 4.3 inch screen like the HTC Inspire. Pretty sure I already said that. and has 1650 milliamp battery like the Captivate Glide. But with a bigger screen, it won't last quite as long, but it has a more efficient processor. So it has 1.2 gigahertz processor, which is more than twice the amount that your Captivate currently has. It has 1 gig of RAM like the Captivate Glide, and has twice the space, which is 16 gigs. It has 16 gigs of internal storage, and can still hold a micro SD card slot. Micro SD card. I don't think you'll need one in this device, but anyway. It has 1080p video camera, and it also does autofocus, smile detection, panorama. But it has 8 megapixel camera. I'm pretty sure I already said that. But it has a 2 megapixel front facing camera, so that you can do video chats and stuff. Oh yeah, well, all of these devices have LED flash, so that you will be able to, yeah, you won't have any trouble at all. Now, the Galaxy S2 is the thinnest and lightest of any of these devices that I've talked about. And it has Super AMOLED Plus display, which means it'll be absolutely beautiful, especially for reading, which you said that you do a lot of your reading on your Captivate. So, it's got a better screen than your Captivate. It's $10 on at&t website as a refurbished device. Now, I'm going to put a link in the description for why I think you should buy refurbished electronics and why I would believe it's safe. Because refurbished electronics are generally safe for consumers. What else? I think that's it. Signing out now. Bye.